DC Boxing Legends, past and presents. I'm your host, Rashid Hammond, with my other hosts, Hakeem and Ray Massey. We're going to be talking about some special things today. We're going to discuss about Devin Haney, Tank and Floyd's drama. We're also going to be talking about the Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight that's supposed to take place in 2021. First thing up, we're going to talk about the Devin Haney, Tank and Floyd drama. What's your takes on it, Ray? How you feel about it?
Oh man, that whole deal with Floyd and the Haney. I guess for me, it's one of those things where you have to draw that line between business and life relationships. And he has to also, as a leader, because regardless to what he thinks, he is a leader. He has to be able to make sure the people under him understand his moves. If they don't, it's going to create dissension amongst his ranks, and I think that's what you're seeing play out. Tank may not understand the moves he's making, the business moves. They make sense. I'm not at all criticizing what he's doing. I think it's the right move what he's doing. But there's also, you can do the right thing and you can do it the wrong way. And right. I think maybe a discussion could have been had. I don't know if it was had. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. I'm a fan. So all I know is the limited information that comes out, across social media. But I would probably say from the way it sounds, that wasn't probably clearly communicated, and they already had a little bit of strife between them. So I don't doubt that didn't contribute to their little rift that they got going right now. But it's been going for some time. I'm interested in see how it plays out. I think it's a good thing for both, but you got to be mature to embrace these kind of things.
Right, Hakeem, what's your take on how you feel about it?
Yeah, piggyback on what Ray was saying, I think it's a bad business move. Tank is in your stable. He's one of your fighters, the number one fighter in your camp, and you're gonna work with one of his possible future opponents. I don't think that's a good business move. You giving them pointers that could probably, in the end, hurt your pockets.
That's
Devin
right.
Haney he's promoted by the zone. He's not even, so why would you, I know y'all got past history, but it's business now. You gotta let that go.
True statement. So you guys basically, do y'all believe this is a personal issue more than a business move? You think Floyd is just making it too personal?
It look personal.
Yes.
Yeah. And, perception is reality in this sport. It's when you start dealing with, two, notably famous people, three, because Haney's in the boxing world, he's already, cemented himself. But as far as he hasn't established that clout yet that Mayweather and, has already been enjoying. So I think it was the right thing, but I think it was done incorrectly. I wasn't saying that what Floyd is doing is wrong. I'm just saying it makes sense business wise, but if you execute it wrong, then it's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's not the best way of doing things. He could ultimately ruin, both fighters. He can mess his own money up, seeing the money before the relationships, because the relationships are what's important. This is how, and it's not a thing about controlling the fighter, but you get a fighter's trust when you're moving in a way that's predictable and it looks like it's in his or his best interest.
Right.
So, I know if I was fighting at the same way and he training somebody who could be a potential opponent of me and showing them secrets, I mean, I may be a little upset if I wasn't mature, but this is one of those things where Tank needs to understand that his I cringe when I say this, but his boss is a businessman, so he's not really looking at it from the relationship aspect. He's looking at it from his bottom line. He want to, he's still outsourcing new talent, and if he could obtain Devin Haney and Tank, he's trying to be the next Bob Arum.
Right. And there's a rumor that the Zone is going broke. They're going bankrupt. They might not have no money over there.
I can see why not. I can see why that. I don't think that was a wise decision to create that platform. It's no too early, in my opinion, for them to create it as if that was going to take over pay-per-view. It's something exciting about watching pay-per-view fights with a bunch of people around you. It's a different feeling that's going to be hard to break. And I don't know why they thought they could just tap over top of that with that platform. It's just it wasn't going to work.
I thought it was a good idea. I hate pay-per-view personally because pay-per-view it's so crooked, man. I mean, they
it is.
Fans, and they really rob the sport of the foundation, and that's the fans. When you start limiting the fans to, boxing historically has been the poor man's sport. That's not mince words here, and so they're making it so that only people of damn near the middle class and elite up there can afford to watch the stuff.
That's true.
The regular Joes who out there boxing, mostly fighters are watching these boxing matches. I'm gonna be honest, and your casual fans. So,
and the Zone is a good app. It's a good
app. No, it's a great app. I watched it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved what it was about. I just thought it was too early how they tried to come with it, opposed to Floyd wasn't completely out the picture. He still had that I think was that last fight with the guy from overseas, the MMA guy, Conor McGregor or whatever. Still, and that was still not faded out yet. I think now, or they were just giving deals that was ridiculous, $250 million. I don't see how that was going to be recouped.
And you didn't see how the app was going to do yet.
Exactly, they were giving out some vicious deals, man. That young man. Well, I don't know with Devin Haney. He got a good deal also, didn't he?
I think.
I know he's 50-50 splitting.
No more than 20.
20 million is pretty good for a young man his age like that to get a $20 million deal. But
that ain't bad. It's not bad at all, especially if you spend it right.
That's right.
But you look at boxers are a lot of the fighters. Now I'm not saying all. Let me scratch that. Rephrase it. A lot of fighters that you're seeing nowadays trying to mimic, the rappers. So they want to look like they got money, and they spending unnecessary money. So, that 20 million.
I don't think Devin in that category though. He is.
It also more intelligent. He's been, from what I can see, he's been groomed well. I got no criticism. I don't have them anyway, man. This is just my honest, opinion. But 20 million is not necessarily a lot of money in that world.
Don't quote me on that. I don't. It's no more than 20. I'm sure he got.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying when you're young, man. You see what Mike Tyson was saying. Mike Tyson said he was blowing millions.
Yeah.
You see some rappers. I was one of the rappers. I don't know who it was. Don't quote me, but I think he said he blew $1 million in a strip club.
Yeah, I heard that.
Crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That was QC from that was dude with the Migos and them people.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Do $1 million. Yeah. He said
work for your money.
Decision he made in his life.
That's crazy. Yeah, but devil's advocate on the situation with Devin Haney and Tank. In my opinion, I'm just saying I believe that Floyd is very sensitive, in my opinion, and could be petty. And that the young man probably told him he was not coming to Vegas. And so Floyd said, okay, I know how I'm going to get him. I'm going to send his adversary out here, train him, and show him what he could have had.
No, he tweeted and said he was going to do camp in Vegas.
He said he was going to do camp?
He said, I was going to do my camp in Vegas now. But
yeah, he did say it. That's what I'm saying. He said he was going to do that, but then he got in his feelings. Floyd basically knew what he was doing, trying to upset him, trying to get his attention, and playing that 50-50 game that he's been playing since he was a teenager.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to get a proof of point to the young man. I mean, it's also do with saying, like Boo used to say, when the student is ready, the teacher shall appear. So
right. And Devin looked, he ready for it.
He looked like he wanted to absorb all the information that he heard, and he definitely took it in. And you can see when a student is listening. Them moves that Floyd was showing him was some stuff I ain't seen nobody get.
Fighter right now. Devin is my favorite right now.
The stuff that he was showing Devin, I never seen him bring that out of the box with none of his fighters.
He ready for it. He ready for it.
But you can also see with Devin hasn't enjoyed, like I said, that level of success, fame, or money yet. I can't, from what I don't know if he has, but he doesn't show it. He's very modest. But you can see just a difference. You can see it, you can see a difference. Somebody used to it, or somebody who's just not trusting. Like, I don't know if he doing me right.
Right. He grew up in a different environment. He grew up in
different
Vegas.
environment. Yeah, you talking about two.
He from Vegas, a whole different from Vegas and Baltimore.
Yeah,
in the cities. You know what I'm saying?
That's a true statement.
So I think not understanding. I think it's a big misunderstanding. But if you got a lot of people, like that are in his ear, that could be, also, contributing to it. I hope he does. At one point, I saw him like progressing. It seemed like he was kind of, he's finally getting it. But then, this stuff right here, these beefs and stuff, they're distracting. So
yeah, they are. And I see Adrian Broner, he threw some words in there also, and it was rumored that he was cut off by Tank, a few months ago, that he said basically cut off. Tank cut him off. He was going around saying Tank cut him off and stuff like that. And I'm sure he had much to say, because I'm sure he warned Tank about Floyd ways. Floyd a flip on.
I think Tank got a different relationship, man.
With Floyd.
Yeah,
he probably do.
He a little more respected, man. Yeah, he lost his respect.
That's true.
Based off his antics and his him not coming through.
Yeah.
Especially what he's saying.
He's a little different than Ali. Ali made a prediction. A lot of times Ali knocked you out in 8. All of his predictions went against him.
The other part about it, I think Floyd alluded to it in one of his interviews too. He said, man, in order, to be like me or achieve that level of success in the ring, you got to be 100% dedicated, man. You can't be in the clubs. You can't be having sex. You can't be like doing all that work.
I think he said, man, he said, Devin Haney.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about. Yeah, he see that in Haney, but as it relates to Broner, I never really put Broner in the same category as Floyd. There's nothing against.
Oh
Broner. I just thought just because a guy hold his guards the way Floyd hold his guards don't make him Floyd. You know what I mean? People I done seen get knocked out trying to use a shoulder.
Came out on TV.
Yeah.
That's the only one. After that one, when he was fighting 130, I think it was. That's when I saw the similarities. But after that, I didn't see it at all.
I didn't see it then. I'm like, nah, he ain't the one.
I never saw it then. What I saw was what I see all the time in World Star videos. Is you see somebody trying to hold their guards like Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather you know what? I'm in my feelings. If I see Floyd, I'm gonna let Floyd know. Man,
I feel you, Ray.
you
They
are
got
Hey,
it.
Ray on there.
you
They
owe
got
people
to
tea
get that one, man.
because you walking around using your shoulders,
Damn, Ray.
blocking punches, and you got all these jokers out here trying to mimic you, getting their ass knocked out.
That's true.
Flat out. And they don't understand that this is something that you've done all your life, and that part they're just not getting. So you got even pros, man.
I
Like
think it
they
died with
literally,
him though. Ain't nobody
yeah.
tried to him.
Nah, they
When
did.
I watched Broner try to do that, and Madonna hit him all upside his head, I was like, "Good Lord!" I said, "I don't know what he's doing. If I get hit 1 or 2 times and I'm trying to do that, I ain't never doing it again." And the only time I fight like that is if I'm on the bag, and that's because I know I ain't never competing again. But for to see people in real life fights trying to mimic something that was designed. I mean,
Let me
that style.
say something to that. Me and my son was watching Floyd spar today on YouTube. Man, that the level of skill, like he's seen every situation. It was just a master, man. The brother's a master.
Yeah, he is.
And it's never Lomachenko. He good, but he's a different. He knows every situation. He's seen everything.
He's been always a student like that. One thing about Floyd that people don't know from the amateurs, if he will stay around you just to figure out your style.
I can
He
see
was
him
so
doing
he
that.
was
I can
such
see
a
him doing that.
student. Like when he saw me, he never saw that type of style before, and it kind of like made him like, oh, what the hell is this guy? I'm gonna hang around him. I want to know. And he 119. One day he might be 25. I'm gonna figure out his weaknesses. If he is he disciplined about his weight, etc.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So
Same type of thing Michael Jordan would do.
Exactly. Sit around. He go around those he felt threatened by. Find out everything about him, and that's the way he does today. He still analyze. Trust me, he's watching all those youngins.
Yeah, he is.
He
analyzing Devin Haney. He's seeing what he got.
He's seeing what he got. His weaknesses. That's the way he operates. He's been operating in that manner since the 90s.
Yeah. I like. Big respect. His business instincts are just as sharp as his defensive instincts. I don't think he can get no higher with that. People clowning him and trying to make fun of him for other stuff, man. At the end of the day,
he gets a bad name for running. He's not a runner.
I never viewed him as a runner.
He's not a runner.
Yeah,
he was telling the dude today. Now I'm coming for. I'm coming forward. Like that.
This was new spawn recently.
This old though. It's old.
Okay. Okay. So now we're gonna move on to Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury. There's been rumored that they have signed a 2-fight deal for 50-50 split of $150 million. This fight is scheduled to happen in 2021. The winner gets 60-40 in the rematch. I don't know what happened with the deal between Wilder and Fury, but I also wanted to add that in there and see what happened with that. Was he paid out the deal, or did he going to have some issues to mention later down? It's going to be a drama scene with this as well. Ray, did you I think you had some insights on what's the status of Wilder and Fury?
Yeah. So I thought I read something that was on a post about I think it was like 5 hours ago, where they said they agreed to a 2-fight deal. Of course, Wilder probably receive some step aside money because that's usually how it works. Because I know they had a mandatory fight clause. If he gave up that mandatory rematch, I'm pretty sure, the promoters. You got a good promoter. They worked in that a title shot against the winner.
Right.
That gives Wilder more time to recover, and perfect his flaws, which were heavily exposed, and it only works out good for Wilder all the way around, though. To be honest, because he's going to get another crack at all of those belts. Let them destroy each other or damage each other enough for him to. I don't think he'll have no problem with Joshua. Joshua he just ain't got the chin. But Fury is more a complete fighter, and I think
I agree.
I heard the glove conspiracy, but man, at the end of the day, he just, I think Wilder said it the best. I mean, not Wilder. What was his name? Andre Ward. Andre Ward said, I mean, at the end of the day, somebody gonna stand up to that boogeyman, and if you ain't got nothing other than power, you're gonna be in trouble.
Exactly.
Champions that have a long reign, they have more than just power. They have an arsenal of different ways to beat you. Mike Tyson had agility, he had speed, he had power. He was a student of the sport. He had intimidation factor. Man, you can just unload everything about. Plus, he was just a physical specimen. Lennox Lewis had a super high boxing IQ. He had that uppercut. He had a fierce jab. I mean, he had overall power. He had speed. I mean, so you start looking at all these other fighters. They had tools. And the only thing that Wilder had, he had a really powerful engine, but the car was some junk. It didn't have power windows. It didn't have wood grain. It didn't have leather seats. It's like you're like, what?
All
man?
I had was the engine in there.
Yeah, all those intangibles. It's like somebody riding by you in a hoopty. They got a Jaguar engine in it, and they like, look at me. But ain't nobody gonna want to ride it if it ain't got all the other stuff. Ain't nobody gonna want to ride that way. They gonna keep complaining about, and this is what, and that is metaphor to what was happening with Wilder. Everybody just kept complaining about how bad this car needed an upgrade. Man, they like, man, what's up with the doors though? What's up with the windows though? You ain't got GPS.
They've been complaining, right?
And he was like, but my engine is winning races. Man, power ain't everything,
right.
It was the truth, though.
I mean, it was the truth. It was the truth, but again, once he was exposed, it's like all of now the secret's out. You know what I'm saying? Right. And now people know that all they got to do is withstand the power and expose your lack of. One of the things that we talk about on the show is boxing fundamentals.
Yeah, and I definitely noticed the one thing I do give Wilder is he had extraordinary timing with that right hand, and he knew how he had sight. He had great sight because in order to execute something like that, it has to be on that time, and his timing was great in terms of that, but. At the same token, being a person that ex-fighter that's known for power and knockouts and stuff of that nature, when you get somebody that ain't afraid of you, trust me, it's a foreign feeling. And what happened with same thing, similar to what happened with what's the gentleman from DC went out from our gym, Jared Hurd, same situation. Gentlemen coming forward towards you, bringing the pressure to you, it becomes foreign to you. You're not used to that pressure and you don't know how to react to it. Same thing happened to me with Jacob Hudson. I wasn't used to that pressure. I never felt nobody walk through my punches before. And for that to happen, that makes you put you in a foreign desert that you've never been at before. And that's the same thing that happened with Wilder. He was in a foreign desert that he never been before. Guy coming down there counter punching. I already knew it was going to happen from the first fight. He was winning. Fury was winning that fight, in my opinion.
He was the whole fight.
The whole fight. So I knew it was going to happen again. I knew this time this guy was going to know how to fade them punches off, make his punches not even affect him, and weigh him down. And he did exactly that. He walked him down, wore him down, put his body on him. Excellent game plan. Gained some weight. Gain weight.
In a while.
I never seen that. Now that's boxing that we're used to. That's the era we come from, where it was about game planning, strategies, how to become different than the last time, or how to find a way to exploit another fighter's mistakes. And exactly what took place against that second fight, he exploited all his mistakes. And that's not going to just happen then. It's going to keep happening to Wilder. Now somebody has a blueprint, because as Booby used to say all the time, you have to correct a person's mistakes, a boxer mistakes from the beginning. 30 years from now, it's very difficult for somebody to get rid of those bad habits.
Even if he works on something new, as soon as he get hit or get in trouble, he can go right back to what he knows.
Right back to it.
Yeah, because that's when you get in that cruise control. When you get hit and you kind of get into that area of gray, but that's where your training comes in, and that muscle memory. Where some fighters like Ali, I remember when he was okay when he got into that dark place, because his training it was all reflex. A lot of his punches, he didn't even have to think about them. Same thing with Floyd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's where you want to get to.
Yeah, that's what you want to get. That's the peak. You want to get to that twitch reaction. That fire is really to be honest.
Get that feeling.
It's a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? Is a lot of choreography, really. If you look at Floyd, he practices the same type of combination over and over again. He hits you, repetition. It's immediate slip and immediate right hand, and then come back with the hook. He does it all the time. And he does it so much, he anticipates you countering him with that right hand at a speed that once he gets your speed from testing you a couple times,
he throw punches where you going to go.
Yeah,
not where you went, where you going to.
Damn.
Yeah,
and catching you, he moving you where he wants you to be and throwing a punch right there. Bow.
Damn.
Right. And then I was watching him today. It was straight punches. Wasn't no.
Yeah.
No, that was straight punches.
Yeah.
And that's the secret rounds. 10-second rest.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
As far as Anthony Joshua, his style is, to me, it's just robotic. I don't think he has bad fundamentals, though.
I like him as a fighter, though.
I like him. I think it's fun. I think he has great fundamentals.
Man,
I don't think he has bad fundamentals.
I just feel like this dude. I feel like this dude is dodging quality opposition. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I agree. That's what
I think he's hiding.
I'm about to be behind Max Kellerman right now.
Yeah.
I hate this guy. I don't like his guards. I don't like nothing. I mean, I don't even like the way he do push-ups. I'm a kid.
Man, that's messed up.
Damn, right?
I hate this. I hate the fact that he doesn't carry the tradition of most of the heavyweights that were revered as being great. I mean, if you look at a lot of the past UK fighters, once they dominated the folks on the UK, and I get it, you win the American title, you go back to the UK, you knock off a couple tomato cans, not more than 10. Then you take the show on the road. And because you've already established who you are, you made a lot of money back at home, and then you're going across the water to solidify. This is once you win it, once you get people grumbling to a certain level that you ain't fighting quality opposition, you're supposed to come back over the water like Lennox Lewis did, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Klitschko's did, like
They did.
Frank Bruno, like all the other champions that came over
They
from
came
UK,
back
came
over.
over the water, and then you try to establish a chain of notable fights at the heavyweight
For your legacy.
class.
Think about your
Well,
legacy.
you fighting for
got the
legacy
money.
now. Yeah.
Exactly.
You got the
And-
money.
Yeah, you fighting for legacy now. And
Right.
Yeah.
and what I hate about this guy is he goes in tomato canville. He stays there. He gets a chair. He gets a cooler. Props his feet up and stays there for years. He go past 10 fights. He go to 20, 30 fights. He's like
Right.
the freaking tomato god. And I'm like,
Nah, he lived it. He lived it.
yeah, I mean, no, get it. You beat Klitschko. You beat an aged Klitschko, and I ain't taking that away from
41 years old,
I
man.
know,
Come
I
on.
know. I feel like I did when I said an aged Klitschko. I just think that, where Klitschko was regarded, he's at the top. How you gonna fight a guy like Ruiz and what's that guy Andy Ruiz? I ain't taking nothing from him. He had a good amateur pedigree. He had over 100 amateur fights.
Yeah,
But you let this guy who looked like he was tailor made.
He did look tailor made.
And that guy,
the Goodyear blimp come up in
man,
that
you
joint.
had the way he
Hey,
looked
man,
in the
I had
ring, that's how you should have looked in the first fight. I don't get it. You walked in and let Mr. Potato Head knock you silly.
But I saw.
And nothing against that.
I
Nah,
saw-
that's my boy. I like, and I'm just joking.
I
This
saw
is
him
more
hitting the
to
mitts.
ask.
I knew he was
Yeah,
gonna be in trouble though. Yeah, I saw that. I said, "Hold on, this
I
guy.
don't want.
This
Yeah,
guy's
one thing I don't
slipping.
want-
He can fight." Yeah.
Yeah, I do want a public service announcement. I do not want Andy Ruiz looking for me. I already had the Bronze Bomber looking for me after a comment I made. I don't want him on a World Star video looking, where Ray Massey at?
But
I'm
the
telling you, I'm not
perception, that's how he
fighting.
looked it, though.
Suing.
That's how he looked.
That's how he looked.
Because I never heard of him until to that day, and I was like, what? I said, they really picking up. They really doing this, man. They gonna really set
rob us like this.
Yeah, man. Well, that's all our time. DC Boxing Legends. I am your host, Rashid Hammond, with Hakeem Hammond and Ray Massey. We enjoyed this session. Peace and blessings.
Peace.